Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Traffic on a northeast Nebraska road was limited for hours over the weekend after a gasoline spill happened at a Casey's gas station along Norfolk Avenue in Norfolk yesterday morning. Norfolk fire officials say about 100 gallons of gasoline spilled in the parking lot of the gas station, eventually running into Norfolk Avenue. Fire officials evacuated the gas station and shut down traffic in the area while they used absorbent to soak up the spill. No one was hurt. The nighttime lights on the Gage County Courthouse are on for the holiday season. Recognition of the late J.T. Thornburg. He started the project back in 1987. A pine tree off the southeast corner of the courthouse is lit up in blue light through New Year's Day. Gage County Board Vice Chairman Emily Haxby said J.T.'s passion for the lighting of the courthouse has brought many years of joy and honors his creativity and his commitment to the community. The annual Winter Lights Festival was held on the east lawn of the courthouse along with the blue lit tree. A plaque remembering J.T. Thornburg is now in place near the walkway by the tree. The Winter Lights Festival is supported largely by private funding. A variety of factors go into the cost of buying a home, and it's not getting any easier for many people. Nebraska Representative Mike Flood says he's hoping to make changes for his state and fellow Americans. Depending on where someone finds a loan and what type they would qualify for, there's a varying degree of wiggle room when it comes to interest rates, things not often considered when looking at the sticker price of a humble abode or the closing costs, the property tax, or the insurance premiums for the necessary coverage. Lately, all those have jumped drastically, which led Representative Flood to make these comments on CNN this past weekend.
When it comes to housing, I'm very interested in doing everything we can because you're right. Not only are mortgage rates high, but home insurance, given some of the weather events that we've had, has skyrocketed in states like mine. On top of that, it's cost 20% more to build a house today than it did in 2019. So home ownership, the idea that you can embrace the American dream is we're moving the goalpost down the field from first-time home buyers. And so as a member of the Financial Services Committee, I'm committed to finding affordable housing solutions.
A small town in central Nebraska is celebrating the opening of a new fire hall after over a decade, raising millions of dollars. Leroy Triggs gives us a look.
For over a decade, the Pleasanton Volunteer Fire Department have been working on getting a new fire hall. And as you can see behind me, it's come to fruition.
Well, it's been a long time coming. We started back on 2013 when Ed Dowell, Bernadine Dowell, donated some land to us.
11 years and $2 million later, the new fire hall is quadruple the size of their old fire hall in downtown Pleasanton. Ed Dowell passed away in August, but his widow Bernadine was able to see the vision come full circle.
Well, it's a little emotional for me, but I'm just really proud of these guys. They have all worked so hard. And, you know, I know Michael has spent part of every day in the last 2 years doing this project. And I think they've thought it through really well. They've just spent a lot of time making it a good thing for the community.
The fire hall helps firefighters in a variety of ways.
It provides us more room for growth, and it makes it easier to park and store our trucks, do maintenance, to just overall provide better service to our community.
It can also be used as a training site for firefighters.
We'll actually use the entire building. We might put on our air packs and do search and rescue in here. We can close out the lights or put saran wrap over our face masks so you can't really see, and you're doing a search and rescue in a dark building.
Dean Smith says they also considered putting a car in for extrication training. The fire hall is also a place people can go for emergency shelter. They also got this project done without a bond issue.
We have a super supportive community. They really step up to when we ask or feel like we need something. it doesn't take long for the community to help us with that project. We are very blessed.
One way they got community support was their Buy Bay program.
We gave the community an opportunity to donate $50,000, a person, and we gave them 5 years or 6 to pay off or pay forward on that donation of $50,000. So what we called it a Buy a Bay deal is, and you can see on the doors, and we got it plaques in the meeting room too, honoring and thanking those people that did give that $50,000.
Chief Chad Dixon says they raised approximately $600,000 through the Buy Bay program, while also receiving in-kind donations such as the HVAC system. Reporting in Pleasanton, Leroy Triggs, Local 4 News.
Local government is an integral aspect of everyone's lives, especially in small communities like in southeast Nebraska. So instead of bringing the government to a school for something like a show and tell, one county brought local students to the government. Tim Hackett takes us to Local Government Day in Jefferson County.
Nearly 150 junior students from 4 area schools, Fairbury, Meridian, Tri-County, and Diller-Odell, spent Friday morning meeting many of their local government employees at the 2024 Jefferson County Government Day in Fairbury.
It's definitely different from hearing about what they do on a day-to-day from actually seeing what they do and seeing the environment they're in every day and hearing one-on-one from them instead of learning it out of a book or reading it off a website.
Organized by the county commissioners in conjunction with school officials, this year's Government Day featured a slightly different format than in years past. Now, students spent the morning in the Jefferson County Courthouse in downtown Fairbury, cycling through 10 total stations where they got a first-hand look at how local government operates.
They wanted to get students out to see that local government is probably the most impactful piece on their day-to-day lives. And they really want kids to see how local government impacts what they do on a day-to-day basis rather than just state and federal.
From elected officials to appointed or hired employees, these local students got to see where these professionals operate on a day-to-day basis and some of the tools of the trade they employ to get those jobs done.
I'm just kind of mind blown about being in the courthouse. The only time I've ever been here is to get license plates and get my driver's license, and never been up in the courtroom or been down here in the veterans office. There's a lot more going on here than I would ever imagine there was.
Many students, and perhaps many adults as well, have no reason to know who many of these dedicated workers are or the purposes they serve. But especially in a small town setting, local government is an integral part of everyone's lives. And a day like this is the first step towards becoming more informed about and more appreciative of the work local government officials do. And for some of these students, perhaps, a first step towards a future career in one of these professions themselves. In Fairbury, Tim Hackett, News Channel Nebraska.
Residents in a central Nebraska city suddenly find themselves down a pharmacy. Medicap Pharmacy in Kearney announced on its website they closed permanently last week. In a statement on Medicap's Facebook page, pharmacist Jerry Jensen said the time's come for him to retire. He did not specify a reason for the short notice. Jensen says their customers' prescriptions have been forwarded on to the Kearney Walgreens. Medicap had been in business for 21 years. Well, are you traveling this week for Thanksgiving? Here's the good news. Nebraska's weather this week, while chillier than normal, should be smooth sailing. But if you're leaving the state for the holiday, keep an eye on the forecast because rough weather is in store for much of the nation this week. John Lawrence has more.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. The holiday travel season is underway. AAA is estimating a record-breaking 80 million people will travel 50 miles or more this week, and millions are expected to fly the friendly skies this Thanksgiving week.
TSA is expecting a potentially record-breaking holiday travel season. If recent experience is any guide, these will likely be some of the busiest travel days in U.S. history. If you're flying or driving for Thanksgiving, weather could be an issue depending on your destination.
It's this system here. This is the one that's going to continue to spread its way across the country as we go through the rest of the week.
6 western states are under winter weather alert Sunday as feet of snowfall is forecasted in the Sierra Mountains.
The roads have been pretty intense.
The roads are pretty slippery. There's a slush layer underneath there, so you have to really be careful.
The storm will move east to start the week, bringing lighter rainfall to much of the eastern U.S., and officials are urging travelers to pack their patience as delays could pile up.
While there are, of course, some factors that affect travel, especially the weather, that are truly out of anybody's control, we can take and have taken a number of steps to make travel better.
Officials urge travelers to be safe and give themselves plenty of time to reach their destination. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, after banning wind energy last year, a county in southeast Nebraska setting its sights on similar restrictions of solar energy. Dan Swanson has the story.
Economic developer Dan Mock cast the lone voice in opposition Thursday to the Otto County Planning Commission's new solar regulations that are being called prohibitively restrictive, and coming about a year after the county constructively banned commercial wind generation.
The future really depends on available, inexpensive electricity. And the future will not include another coal plant anywhere in the United States. When you're setting these regulations, you're effectively saying, we're not going to be able to do this.
The Planning Commission recommends changing the county's current 500-foot setback from non-participating residences to 1,000 feet. Dave Schmitz said there are rumors of a solar project that has leases near Highway 50 north of Syracuse. He said the 1,000-foot setback would not work with some of those leases. Cale Geese of the Omaha Public Power District said the zoning decisions take away rights from landowners who choose to participate in a solar project. He said there are only a handful of landowners because of the locations of the infrastructure that make the projects financially feasible.
Across the state, 1,000 feet is very restrictive.
Chairman Dan Hodges said the 1,000-foot setback is a compromise between the rights of landowners who want to participate in commercial solar and the people who do not want it near them. From Syracuse, I'm Dan Swanson, News Channel, Nebraska.
New details have emerged from an officer-involved shooting in Omaha last week. Police were called to a domestic disturbance late Wednesday night. When they got there, they say Nicholas Vallejos was on the front porch with what appeared to be a handgun. Authorities say he was pointing it at a variety of spots and making suicidal statements. Omaha police tell us Officer Tyler Boyer fired a shot when he says Vallejos pointed the gun in the direction of another officer. Vallejos faces charges of possession with intent to deliver cocaine. Boyer is on paid critical incident review leave as the investigation continues. Well, in its 16th year, the Ag-Ceptional Women's Conference once again brought together hundreds of women to honor their significant contributions to agriculture. Hanky Hazelton delved into their stories, uncovering the deep meaning and the passion these women hold and think of their work.
Legacy, faith, engaging, home, family, FFA, essential, vital.
Our mission statement is to celebrate, educate, and motivate women in agriculture. So we do that, we get together. It's a big networking event for a lot of these ladies. They've made friends and they come back and they see them every year.
With many in attendance to learn and highlight agriculture, the conference also displayed many vendors, a keynote speaker, and many helpful breakout sessions every woman or man could learn from.
Ranging from estate planning for an agricultural operation to how to run a feedlot, to how to prepare meals for a farm family, new technology in agriculture, new tax laws, you name it.
Throughout the day, women will hear from some great keynote speakers and eat some great food while networking, but the biggest part is this award that one lady will receive for improving the agriculture in her area. But before that, it goes through a nomination process.
We give it to a committee and then they go ahead and they pick the award winner. Then we kind of stage a surprise, and an ambush is what we call it, video surprise, and then we play the video at the conference after we do interviews with them.
A previous winner and the newest recipient of the Ag-Ceptional Spotlight Award spoke on the importance and how much it meant to receive such recognition.
I was deeply touched that people felt I was worthy of that. I really love to be engaged with people if I'm passionate about something, like say 4-H or eating beef in a diet, things like that, then it's hard for me to say no to something. And so I know the story really well because I live it. And so it's so easy for me to share that.
This was a complete shock and surprise. Very humbling to be recognized as the exceptional spotlight individual, but very much so an honor.
Carmen Hake says there is a lot to take away from today's conference, but we hope for the audience they realize it wasn't just about agriculture, but so much more.
Whether they just buy from the grocery store and have nothing to do with farming, or if they're actually involved in farming, all those people can get together and just have a day to enjoy each other and maybe learn something new.
Thank you very much.
Reporting from Northeast Community College in Norfolk, Hanky Hazelton, News Channel, Nebraska.
Well, high school basketball players and fans across the state will have a new experience this season. For the first time, all 6 NSAA classes will be playing with shot clocks. Casey Wanenberg hit the court to see how teams are adjusting to this game-changing addition.
The pace of the game is about to get quicker for Nebraska high school basketball players. Starting this season, all 6 classes will take the court with a 35-second shot clock.
I think it's a good idea to bring because some possessions can be very long.
The move follows dozens of other states that have already added a shot clock. And take a look at this video from the lowest scoring game in NBA history. In 1950, the Fort Wayne Pistons defeated the Minneapolis Lakers 19-18 using a stalling tactic. Soon after, the league adopted a shot clock.
It'll be interesting to see how everybody tries to, work around it.
Here in Valentine, coaches are passing around different strategies.
Offensively, obviously, at the end of the shot clock, you're going to have some sets, whether it's man or zone.
We're going to have 2-for-1 differences at the end of quarters and into halves where, if it's at 45 or something, we're looking to get a shot off and maybe get a possession back after the other team uses a shot clock. So there's some strategy that goes on there.
The coaches believe that one of the biggest challenges for small schools will be probably finding enough staff to run the shot clock.
For the officials, it's something new that they're going to have to watch. They're going to have to be looking at the clock every possession.
And for the players, they hope it will score more interest in the game.
I do think it will be a better experience for the fans because they'll get to see some more crazy shots.
I'm excited for our team because we're going to play way faster because of the shot clock, and it's exciting because we get more points on the board.
More points and faster plays as the time ticks down. In Valentine, Casey Wanenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com and click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. This is News Channel Nebraska.